Hi, today is August 15th, 2020, and I'm looking at the Postmaster General, Louis DeJoy. I would say that I think should be Louis D. Terrible. He is the first Postmaster General in 20 years that had nothing to do ever with the post office, because Trump and the 9 board of electors, governor board of electors that picked him, elected him to be Postmaster General, namely one being another one with really weird hair, Mike Duncan of Kentucky. Kentucky, again. And not only was DeJoy a Trump supporter, but he was a fundraiser. He worked in Trump's campaign and other things. What was that other thing? Let's see. And of course he's saying that he's going to keep politics out of it, which is a joke. His wife and he have a ridiculous amount of assets that, for someone earning, well, it's shady. Let's just put it that way. So the president basically had him picked, and it was mostly to be a bug in the ear of Bezos. But now he's weaponized him to suppress voter, making it difficult. There have been P.O. boxes apparently taken out from certain areas. There's all kinds of weirdness going on. And he actually also owns businesses that are competitors to the USPS. He has a large investment with them, he and his wife, like UPS and some others. So it's like a hostile takeover, having someone like him as heading them. And they are being utilized to try to affect this election. A lot of people are saying that they are going to go directly to the polling places, but not everybody can do that. I can't go out there and sit for 2 hours in line, but I can give one of my children, I suppose, my ballot to drop off. It's just, I really hope that they aren't going to screw with ballots. I'd say they're probably going to try to screw with ballots from certain areas where they have a supportive Trump base that in office that can do things. I don't know. I wonder if California will be affected by that. That's where I'm at, and other places. I wonder if more blue places are going to have problems, or if it's just going to be areas primarily where they have Republicans in office. But let's just look at DeJoy for a moment. Louis DeJoy. What is his fate? What is going to happen with him? Now you can look up the governors that elect the post office general if you want to, and if you do, you'll do like I did and see that two of the Democratic governors that were in office, they had their term, their end in June 18th of this year, leaving, I don't know who has, to be fair, I haven't kept up with that. I don't know who would have taken their place. But there's plenty of Republicans, hint, hint, in that board of directors. And that's not good. So I want to look at Louis DeJoy. What is his fate, firstly? Especially, I want to see, because I think he's definitely been up to some shady business to get the kind of assets he has. Super shady, he and his wife. And she was born in Poland, from what I read. I just have a strong feeling these people are going to be facing legal issues, that there's some dirty laundry there, and that just comes from the fact that they have been set up by Trump to handle this, so that, you know, only the best, right? Louis DeJoy. What happens with him? Louis DeJoy, Postmaster General. What is his fate? What will likely be his fate? And this is all for entertainment purposes only, and all of my readings are allegedly. What is his fate? Let's just see what the cards have to say. I asked the Creator and my ancestors to help me to read and to pick up clearly. Okay. Well, there he is flexing, okay, his power, in my opinion, over the post office, controlling it, very, very, coming in and muscling on it, flexing on it. There's a great deal of worry. But I think this is also his worry. I think he feels concerned to follow through with a certain task. The Fool. And the Knight of Swords. I think he's going to try to claim foolishness or to evade responsibility that is going to leave him worrying at the end of the day for his part in it, because I feel like this shows that he knows he's guilty of interfering in an election, and that he, at the end of the day, is going to face the music for that. I don't think, like most people with that Fool card, I don't think he really knows what he's doing. And I think he knows that he doesn't know what he's doing. And it's a big risk. It's a big gamble. And I think he's the type that kind of likes that, but it also ups the ante. And this is one he's not, I don't think, gonna like having to face the consequences for once he does have to face them. And I really feel that he will. He's going to be given to play loose and fast like he has been. He knows it's very wrong. He's intelligent enough to know it's wrong, but the fool is him taking that risk, that gamble. And I think it's going to bite him in the butt. It's just reckless. And here he is being given a task because he's working with other people. Okay, you can see that there. And he's really worried that he's not about delivering some sort of an outcome and being able to expand, I think, his ability to suppress what he's being asked to suppress and what mannerisms, or he's being given to figure it out, what he can do. And he is not familiar with the post office, the way it works at all. He's never worked for the post office. Again, he's one of the first in 20 years that has had nothing, that is the Postmaster General, that has had nothing to do with ever anything with the post office. The first in 20 years. Okay. This is society, this is the population. This is affecting also people that are at home, like myself, that are disabled and have chronic illness or conditions, that can't go out and be in a crowd and sit and wait and so on and so forth to vote in person. I'm feeling that energy here. There is something yet to come, all right, that's going to be very interesting about this situation. This is him trying to affect a certain populace, a number in the populace. I would say, obviously, the disabled and the elderly that would be voting. That's obviously a target, but there, with the high priestess, it's saying there's some behind the scenes stuff going on here, and we know that, but we don't fully at this time realize how intricate, what exactly that, and I think it will come out later, things that they did because of this Knight of Swords, which is a very hasty energy. That's where mistakes can be made. It's a recklessness, and there's something with that energy that maybe is going to be essential to kind of helping to unravel more about what exactly he did, what exactly he knew, and even if it was, they say, ignorance is no excuse. So if it's illegal, it's just illegal. But there's definite hidden stuff that he's doing, trying to affect the vote, people going to the places where they can vote, the fact that people like myself that have some disability, or they work late, or they are more elderly, issues of not being able to wait in some line. He's trying to affect these people. That's shown to me as being definitely targeted. But I feel like there's some mistake that they're going to make with that fool and that Knight of Swords. And it's a mistake, an oversight, because he doesn't know much about the office which he's presiding over. And I just feel like there's going to be a telltale error, or footprints rather, that are left that will matter, that I don't think he's catching. But I do see he's very worried about pulling it off. He really wants to get it over with, wants to pull this off. He's under a high degree of stress. Okay, final row. Page of Swords. I think this is also Donald Trump telling him to do things that are just whack, and expecting him to do things that are just whack. And he's worried about being able to fulfill that. This is their little, this Page of Swords and the Lovers. That's their cozy little network, their alliance. He's also he's using him like a spy too, to keep a control of and keep him informed of what is happening there, because Trump clearly wants to use the postal outlet as a means of affecting the election. Illegal. The man that he's got in there shouldn't even be in there. But the Republicans have made that happen, just like they have made this presidency go on and on and on, so they can run our country into the ground with their agenda. This is about being high profile. Okay. And this is the truth coming out. And I feel that it's the truth coming out because when I also read vertically, I have the Knight of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Ace of Swords. I feel like that information that has been veiled will become, that veil will be lifted away, and we'll see the truth regarding what he got up to, how dangerous, how illegal, how reckless, and quickly he got involved to, with whatever this secret is, affect things with the postal office that, like the stuff that we're hearing about with the PO mailboxes and such. So that looks like it comes out. This is a reminder that there are laws, there is accountability, there's laws of society. And I know right now, of course, they're wanting to change those laws to suit themselves. Oh, but this is the real law. They will face justice, and he will face the consequences of his abuse of power in that office. Like, to me, the Hierophant is showing him as the Postmaster General, okay? It's like, here you are being the president of the Postmaster seat, okay? And here you are being, I believe, the real law, the law of the land, the law of the people, and not Trump's law. It holds you to account, because now we've had things exposed. And it has to do with blocking votes. It has to do with not making it accessible. that's got to go certainly against ADA laws. Not that they care, but there are people that just cannot, and I'm sure that just cannot do it go in person and wait in line to vote in these red states. So the Supreme Court can turn around and say, it could be brought to the Supreme Court too, with the fact that that was done. I feel like there's an angle there because it's not being made accessible just so Trump can win, parade around and be a winner, so to speak. Not that I think he's going to, but that's what the aim of it is. It's to block so that somebody else can win. And it's to block people, put up a roadblock that people can't get around in certain places. He gets the tower, and this has to do with his job and with money and with things that he's been involved with. I think also investing wise with his money, what he's been doing with money, not just his paycheck, which incidentally is about $291,000 odd dollars. Cough, cough. He's being paid to sabotage by our own money. It just is too much sometimes, I tell you. Our voting process. He's a real piece of garbage. Page of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. I believe he will be punished for this. His assets will be frozen. I feel like any work that he had on or investment, all that kind of stuff gets seized. He is not able to use it one way or another with the Hanged Man. And I believe this will come down on him, the fraudulent aspects of the way he's lived his life, and not just with what he's done with voting, but in general. I think, forgive the pun, Postmaster General DeJoy is not going to be feeling very much joy. He's going to be in a tight spot at the end of the day here, and he will be around to see it. So that leads me to think, hey, this isn't just necessarily going to go on and on and on. He's going to be one of them that I think is pretty quickly gone after, because it's just so outrageous. He's going to want to go back to Poland maybe with his wife. I'm not kidding. I think this is the wife, and she's looking back. Maybe overseas would be a better idea for me. I wonder if she's thinking of him too, because it's like over here, and she wants solo maybe to leave. If he gets put in prison, but she might be trying to evade that same fate, because she has also engaged alongside him in this behavior, from what I can understand. It's not just him. I think she'll be looking at what her options are as he's getting in trouble. But the ugly way in which they have gained their wealth is in a variety. Number one, it's been in a variety of mannerisms, a variety of routes, illegal means. They're just criminal. She's going to want to go back to Poland without him, I think, on her own. I think when he's in trouble, she's going to be seriously thinking, I could book a ticket and I could go back to Poland without him. I see their life changing from going from a very extravagant way to they're trying to keep whatever they can. But there is a fluctuation, there's an instability also for their family. I wonder how old their kids are. This is, if they are minors, I have a lot of concern for them. It's too bad that their parents didn't stick to keeping it legal. I wonder if they'll have a custody battle. I don't know. There is definitely conflict and issues. She could seek to divorce him. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. His life is going to go down the toilet. I just see a lot of conflict. I feel like people are tired. He's tired. I think his wife is tired. Their family feels like it's under siege, and there's instability. She's thinking of going, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if she does go back to Poland. Unless she gets brought in. Money is going to be a source of heartache and heartbreak for them, and the fact that they are going to be stripped from it. What they have done to obtain their wealth. And I think his wife will end up leaving. I think she could either end up divorcing, separating, something, because this feels like a split to me, and the Empress is the wife card for me. And I already saw her, what it looked like, a female wanting to, and again, it felt like the wife, go maybe back to Poland or somewhere else, but not stay here. I think that could happen. So there you go. There's Louis DeJoy's life in shambles. That's what I predict for him. I hope you're having a great Saturday. Please remember to like and subscribe, or you can even hit dislike if you want to. And I will see you in the next video.